What's up everyone and welcome to another Division 2 video. Today I have a build video for you and it's around the collector exotic chest piece that is in season 2 of the Division 2 right now. I think you get it around, I think it's level 85 on the season track. We'll double check in a few moments time. But when I saw this and I was playing Paradise Lost, it just gave me an idea of a build for the final boss, the Lovebirds. When I put the build together and tested it, it did exactly what I was expecting it to, but it was also very good for the right boss fight as well. And outside of Paradise Lost, I've been having a ton of fun with it, grinding countdown and open world activities. I fell in love with this build. So today I'll take you through the build. I'll show you some footage beforehand though of exactly how I am using this. And before we do get into the footage, I was right. You do get it at level 85 on the current season 2 reward track. So as I said, originally the main purpose for piecing this build together was for Paradise Lost, and I wanted to think of an alternative way to do the final bosses, the Lovebirds. And I wanted to take the Sledgehammer proc that we were procking on the bosses away from the healer and put it on the DPS build, just so they could just focus on the Scorpio and the Sledgehammer could get used at the same time, meaning both was being used efficiently. And that's exactly what it does. So I throw a flame grenade out, it covers the whole area here. I was noticing with the healer, sometimes a radius wouldn't get the boss you wanted Sledgehammer on, and it became a little bit of a nightmare at times. So that's the purpose of the build, really. Get that radius going, hit both of the bosses with the Sledgehammer. I've got the shotgun there as well to do some damage. I've got some opportunistic on the build also, just increasing all that damage, and I can just keep on procking Sledgehammer for the team as well, while the healer can just keep on procking Scorpio. So that was the thinking behind it, and as you can see here, it works very, very well. I'm procking Sledgehammer on Martinez and Johnson at the same time. I'm getting some opportunistic procced on for extra damage for the team, and we are draining their health very, very quickly. So that was the original purpose of the build. With it working so well on the Lovebirds, I thought, why not give it a go on Right as well? So with the build, what I did, I kited Right during this boss fight. Also took him to the pad, made him get wet. So you see me doing it here now, just taking him to the pad. I'll back off, throw the grenade out for the Sledgehammer proc, switch to my shotgun. The Sledgehammer's then going to proc. I'm procking opportunistic too, and the team is doing some great damage to Right. Right now on the game as well, it's a Scorpio bug where we can't use a Scorpio on Right, and that doesn't matter. You'll see that we take him down his first 3 health bars to do a 1 phase on him there in one go. It's very, very easy. You're procking so much damage for the team with this build, and it just allows the healer just to do what they're meant to do and heal without having to worry about anything else. And outside of the incursion as well, it's been working very well with just farming open world activities. Any spawn point that you can hit, you're just going to throw the grenade out. You'll be using the shotgun. You'll be getting Sledgehammer on everybody that gets in that flame grenade. You'll proc opportunistic, and your team can just absolute melt spawns, as you can see here. They're not even getting out of the spawn because of all the damage procs, and we are just annihilating them. Works very, very well. And I haven't got any countdown footage, but I've been playing a lot of countdown with it. It's the same old, really. If you hit some spawn points with that grenade and the opportunistic on top of it, spawns just melt. I'm going to take you through the build now, but before we do, let's have a look at the collector and what it does. It comes with weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage, so it's very good for a DPS build. And then the Hoarder talent, it's kind of like Mad Bomber, but just works a little bit different, and I really like it. You get +3 grenade capacity, you get 50% grenade radius, 35% grenade damage, and then 25% extra grenade damage for for each enemy target that's caught in the blast. And you automatically regenerate a grenade every 30 seconds if you have less than 2 grenades in your inventory. So you just got a ton of grenades and pretty much an infinite supply. It's very rare you're going without one. And this is the build starting with the specialization. I highly recommend going for the survivalist because of the incendiary grenade. I've checked it with the concussion grenade and the radius didn't seem that big. Obviously it's a 50% increase, but as I said at the start of the footage there, I wanted the grenade to basically cover that area where the Lovebirds were to guarantee both of the bosses had the Sledgehammer proc, and the flame grenade made sure that happened. I think it's one of the biggest radius that you have on a grenade, and with the 50% increase, it works very well. The primary weapon that you want to use is the Lefty, and the reason for that is the perfect sledgehammer talent. Dealing damage with a grenade applies a mark on the target, and the target will then take 40% more damage to armor and have 30% movement speed reduction. The mark will disappear after 10 seconds. So that's 10 seconds of that 40% increased damage from all sources from your team. It's so good. I haven't even got the best Lefty here. It needs optimizing, but you want shotgun damage, damage to armor there, and damage to target out of cover. The secondary, you can go with what you want. I'm obviously rocking the Ouroboros. You know, it's probably the best gun in the game right now, but go with whatever you want. Another SMG would work great on this build to help keep up the stacks if you want to switch to this and just do some DPS. An assault rifle will work as well. Go with what you want there. Sidearm don't matter at all. And then the build looks like this. Obviously the collected chest piece there, you're going to want 4-piece striker. So we've got the striker mask, we've got the striker glove, striker knee, striker holster. They're all rolled to crit damage. And then we've got the setup backpack. The reason I'm going for this is because perfectly opportunistic. Enemies you hit take 15% more damage from all sources for 5 seconds using a marksman or a shotgun. So as you're proccing Sledgehammer, you're also proccing perfectly opportunistic, and basically that's a 55% damage increase from all sources. It's really insane, as you saw in the footage, and the more enemies you get caught in that blast, the more Sledgehammer is on them. Just spray all the enemies with opportunistic as well, and your team are going to absolutely rinse through them. This isn't the perfectly rolled one. I want crit chance instead of armor regen there, but otherwise it's a pretty good setup. It gives you total armor as well. Not something that I'm too bothered about on the build. I really want that 15% opportunistic though. If you want to drop that and go for normal opportunistic, then that's also fine. You can get some more damage out of the build that way by using something maybe like Grupo or Cheska for higher crit chance. But it's a very easy build to put together. I say the hardest pieces are going to be the setup if you want it, and the collector, but you will get that at season level 85. Skills you want to use is whatever you want really. I'm going Revive 5 and Decoy right now on the build, but I'll switch the skills in and out as I'm going for what I want. And the stats aren't too great. Like when you look at this for a DPS build, I've only got 25.3% crit chance on the Lefty, but it is more of a DPS support build. It's all about getting that DPS for your team as high as possible, and it does do that, and it does do good damage as well once all those procs are available. And if someone's running a Coyote mask in your team, that's going to get buffed anyway. It's 151% critical hit damage, but if I switch weapon to the SMG, which is why I highly recommend running an SMG as a secondary, the crit chance goes all the way up to 46.3% at 161% damage, and that's still hitting very hard, especially when you get the Sledgehammer and opportunistic procs going. I do highly recommend this build. I am having a ton of fun with it. It was something, as I said, that was just put together to kind of get a little bit more efficient on a boss fight, and it turned into so much more than that. I'm quite happy with the build. I'm using it. It's like my go-to build for countdown now and open world activities in a squad. I genuinely love it. Give it a go. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know what collector builds that you've come up with. I'm sure there's more that can be done with this. Comment down below. Let me know. I want to see your thoughts, and maybe we can advance this build or make some more collector builds. We'll have fun with it. But that's it. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more content from myself, and until the next video, stay safe and peace out.